Hello, I'm Ramon, and today we're diving deep into something crucial for your health. Trust. Trust in yourself and trust in the processes that your body naturally follows to heal. When you place your trust in your body and its incredible design, you'll start noticing significant improvements in your health, no matter the circumstances. And when you actively support its natural cleansing process, the results reflect not just in better health, but in a deeper sense of well-being and joy. 1 in 2 to 3 people will develop cancer in their lifetime. Yes, you heard that right. 1 in 2 women, 1 in 3 men. This is the reality we face today. These numbers have surged, especially after the pandemic. And as unsettling as it may sound, this is the situation we must address. Looking at cancer mortality rates over time, we see a consistent rise. The question is why? Is it pollution, stress, lifestyle, or something deeper? Today, we'll explore these reasons and uncover how we can work with the body rather than against it to prevent and even reverse disease. Let me start with a verse from Psalms 139:14. I will praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are your works, and I know this very well. This verse perfectly encapsulates today's message. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Your body is not a random collection of cells. It's designed with purpose and precision. When we understand how it functions, we can harness that power for better health. Understanding disease. Let's talk about disease. There's a profound insight from the book Ministry of Healing. Disease is an effort of nature to free the system from the conditions that result from the violations of the laws of health. Think of disease as your body's alarm system. It signals that something is wrong, much like a warning light on a car dashboard. Imagine your body as a tree. When a branch is bent, it pushes back. This is how nature works. It resists imbalances. For example, consider the case of high blood pressure. Many people treat it as just a number to lower, but in reality, high blood pressure is the body's response to an oxygen deficit somewhere in your system. Maybe the kidneys aren't getting enough oxygen, or another organ needs more support. The heart pumps harder to compensate. This is a vital response to save your life, not a disease to simply suppress. Take another example from a patient I worked with, a person who had high blood pressure for years. When we looked deeper, we realized the root cause wasn't just high salt or stress. It was poor kidney function due to dehydration and improper nutrition. Once we addressed those underlying causes, the blood pressure gradually normalized without the need for harsh medications. The wisdom in fever. Now let's talk about fever, another misunderstood symptom. Many people rush to reduce a fever as soon as it starts, but fever is actually your body's way of ramping up the immune system to fight off infections. When you get a fever, it's not just heat. It accelerates the immune response. White blood cells move faster, attacking pathogens more efficiently. Imagine a scenario where you've got a child with a fever. Instead of panicking and running to the medicine cabinet, consider that the fever is a sign that the immune system is hard at work. A story comes to mind. I once had a client whose child would spike a fever every time they caught a cold. But instead of suppressing it with medication, we allowed the fever to run its course. Within hours, the fever subsided and the child recovered much quicker than expected. Sometimes we must trust the body to heal on its own. If the fever gets too high or lasts too long, that's when medical intervention is necessary. But in the initial phase, trust your body. It's doing exactly what it's designed to do. Finding the cause of illness. Whenever we fall ill, we must ask, what is the root cause? Think about it. If you take your car to the mechanic and they replace random parts without diagnosing the problem, the car won't run long. Yet, we often treat our bodies the same way, masking symptoms without addressing the underlying cause. Here's a powerful example. I once worked with a man who had persistent back pain. He had seen several doctors, tried different painkillers, and even underwent physical therapy, but the pain persisted. It wasn't until we looked at his emotional health, specifically unresolved stress from work and family pressures, that we found the true cause. Once he addressed the emotional root, started practicing relaxation techniques, and made adjustments to his daily routine, his pain slowly but surely faded. This isn't an isolated incident. I've seen countless cases where addressing the emotional root or lifestyle changes has resulted in profound healing. That's why it's crucial to dig deeper and not just treat the symptoms with temporary fixes. The body's healing process. We all know the basics: sleep, hydration, healthy nutrition, movement, and sunlight. These are foundational, but after that, we need to actively assist the body. We help it expel toxins, restore balance, and reestablish proper conditions within the system. For example, I had a client who came in with chronic digestive issues, constant bloating, constipation, and discomfort. We started by cleaning up their diet, emphasizing whole alkaline foods and increasing hydration. Over the course of a few weeks, they began to feel lighter, their bloating decreased, and their digestion improved. It wasn't just a matter of eating the right foods. We were supporting the body's natural detoxification process. Listening to your body. How do we recognize when our body is signaling distress? Bloating, headaches, fatigue, even waking up tired after a full night's rest are messages from your body. I recall a patient who had chronic fatigue and didn't feel rested even after 8 to 9 hours of sleep. They were relying on coffee every morning just to feel awake. After reviewing their diet and lifestyle, we found that nutrient deficiencies, stress, and lack of hydration were the root causes. When we adjusted their routine and incorporated hydration, restorative practices, and nutrient-dense foods, they felt more energy and had better rest within just a few weeks. These early symptoms are often dismissed as normal, but they are your body's warning signals. Don't ignore them. Listen, trust, and act. Cancer, emotional, and physiological roots. Did you know that nearly 90% of cancers have an emotional component? Stress, resentment, anger, and low self-esteem create an environment where cancer cells can thrive. Healthy eating alone may not prevent cancer if these emotional factors are ignored. I've seen patients eat perfectly, follow every nutritional guideline, yet their emotional stress and unaddressed trauma fueled disease progression. Cancer isn't just a physical problem. It's emotional, physiological, and systemic. One woman I worked with had a long history of unresolved grief and feelings of guilt. Her cancer diagnosis came after years of this emotional burden. After we worked together on releasing the trauma and addressing the emotional roots, she noticed a significant reduction in symptoms and her quality of life improved immensely. This is why addressing both the emotional and physical aspects of health is crucial for healing. Congestion in the body. Our bodies are designed to remove waste. Think of your cells as a factory. They need nutrients coming in and waste going out. If waste accumulates, it causes congestion, stress, and illness. Excess protein, inadequate hydration, or poor circulation thickens the blood, slowing nutrient delivery and waste removal. Over time, this imbalance can lead to serious conditions, including cancer. I had a client who suffered from chronic sinus congestion. At first, we thought it was just an allergy issue, but as we looked deeper, we realized it was due to toxins accumulating in his lymphatic system. He wasn't moving enough, drinking enough water, or supporting his body's natural detox systems. Once we adjusted his routine and included lymphatic drainage exercises, his sinus problems cleared up and his overall energy improved. Cleansing and detoxing your body. Detoxing is like cleaning the engine of your car. We must support the liver, kidneys, lymphatic system, and skin to remove accumulated waste. Hydrotherapy, deep breathing, alkaline foods, hydration, and moderate exercise all assist the body in expelling toxins. A simple salt bath or sauna can help promote detoxification. One of my clients experienced chronic joint pain and frequent swelling. After just 1 week of using Epsom salt baths and doing some gentle movement, their inflammation started to decrease and they felt more energized. This is the body's way of healing. It just needs a little help sometimes. The power of trust. The most important aspect of all of this is trust. Trust that your body knows what it's doing. Trust that the natural healing mechanisms are intelligent and purposeful. Healing doesn't happen overnight, but it begins the moment you commit to caring for your body. Trust in the design of your body. When you nourish it with the right foods, hydration, and emotional care, it can and will heal. Healing is a process, and you are capable of achieving it one step at a time. Start today. Listen to your body's signals, address root causes, and support its natural processes. Heal from the inside out. Incorporate hydration, nutritious foods, and emotional self-care. Further, going for proven detox practice can be very helpful for transforming your health. Trust that every positive change you make matters. Your body is fearfully and wonderfully made. Honor it, support it, and watch the transformation unfold.